Alright, besties, we made a mistake. Well, not really a mistake, but a new discovery. Remember how last episode we said that intricate pouches were the only way to unlock pure essence? The reason we wanted to use these essence were so we could do the Priest and Pearl quest to unlock Mauritania. Mauritania holds the key tool we need to unlock the biggest minigame ever on this account, and you'll never guess it. No, really, try to guess it. A spade. I did some digging around, as one does on the OSRS wiki, and found out that the Blast Furnace minigame actually has a spawn for a spade on the ground. I'm not sure what that has to do with the minigame, but to be honest, I'm not complaining. This will all make sense a little later in the episode, but for now, let's jump back into present Taterthots. Welcome to my minigame only locked Ironman account. This account will only be able to gain XP or use items gained through minigames and quests. After playing OSRS for 17 years, I wanted to share my experiences as a first-time Ironman restricted account. Come with me on this story of Taterthots, an average RS player conquering one of RuneScape's hardest endgame content, Tombs of Amascut. Okay, well, welcome back everyone. Last night when I got off, I did end up getting a genie random event. I'm gonna go ahead and use the lamp now. I was debating on what to do. I decided to do fishing just because we don't have a way of training it and we are aiming for 15, so we'll kind of get this over time passively. Okay, so our goal for today is to try out pest control. I'm not fully convinced that we'll be able to rank up any combat stats or even get commendations. If you've ever played pest control before because you have a main account, you know that the novice build is an actual complete disaster. Yeah, so right off the bat, I'm already struggling to keep up the activity bar. This is not really a good sign. My armor and my weapon are kind of low on top of the fact that my combat level is low, so I kind of figured this would happen. So right now I'm doing a little bit of a mix of cutting trees and repairing barricades and also attacking to get my activity bar up. It works pretty well in terms of getting commendations, but I'm still struggling to get combat XP. I know we're all playing this to win, but it's so frustrating when somebody attacks my monster, since as an Ironman, when people do that, I can't gain an XP, and it's just out of our control. Okay, so we did end up trying this out for a few hours, and we did actually get 27 points. But honestly, that's not really a dent into what we need. We are going to go for Void Knight armor in the future, so it's going to take us a really long time. I just think it makes a lot more sense to work on our combat skills, come back when we can do the intermediate or the expert boats. This is something I'm going to be working on behind the scenes, but I did want to let you guys know that we're probably pivoting from this being the main focus. With the spade revelation, we needed to start working towards the requirements to start the giant dwarf. Now, we don't need to complete it, we just need to start it to gain access to keldagrim, which then we can get into Blast Furnace and grab that spade. So we went ahead, killed a few monsters in the fight arena quest, and got us 14 thieving. Getting fire making was a little trickier. The first thing we had to do was collect a bunch of logs. The way I was doing this is during the Guardians of the Rift minigame, when you teleport to the fire altar, there is a bunch of dead trees. So what I would do is I would collect the full inventory of the dead logs, go back to the rune deposit area, and you can actually deposit your items into the bank. I would do this over and over again till the game was over, and then keep doing that until I got a decent amount of logs. I attempted a few places to light logs, but I ended up settling with the Rogue's Den. By the account rules, if it has the minigame icon, it is considered a minigame, so this whole area is fair game. Level 5 fire making. We're struggling to light this one, but level 10. Alrighty, that was the last level we needed. We can now start Giant's Dwarf. We just finished crashing into that statue, and now we're gonna make a run for it. We have arrived, and there she is on the floor waiting for us to pick her up. This was a lot of work for something that you can literally get in Lumbridge off Tutorial Island. With this one item, this one spade, we can access the minigame that changes the account, Impetuous implings. So wait, what? Are you trying to connect the dots right now from how the spade's gonna get me to Impetuous implings? Let me break it down for you. We need 17 Hunter before we can catch any implings. There's two ways we can go about this. We could A, sit around and wait for random events, casually rank up our skills, or B, be more proactive and find a way to get 17 Hunter. There aren't many quests that give Hunter XP, but there are quests that give random XP lamps. Now enter the Great Karen quest series. Not only are there 2 quests that give XP lamps, but I can also do the Varrock Museum to gain enough hunter to get almost exactly 17. And there we have it, quest complete, first antique lamp to the collection. So we need a feather to complete Clan of Karen, but luckily we got one during a random event in the past, so we had exactly what we needed. This area is divided into 5 main kingdoms, and I have to speak to every person in each general store: Port Piscarillas, Arceus, Lovakang, Shazian, and Hosidius. Alrighty, 2 more lamps to the collection and a favor certificate that we'll need a little later. So the last quest does require level 12 hunter, and with the lamps we already have that, but because I want to save one of them for another skill, I am going to quickly do the Varrock's Museum quiz just so you can get a little extra XP. Alright, there we have it. Level 9 Slayer and 9 Hunter. And I failed this. I thought I was recording, but I guess I wasn't. I used 2 of the lamps to get us all the way to 12 Hunter. I used the 3rd lamp to get the 15 Fishing for a fishing trawler. And then I did use the certificate to get 20 Arceus favor so that we can do the next quest. Moving past that earlier fail, I do apologize. We are finishing the Ascent of Arceus now, and then we'll be able to access the Impetuous implings, which will forever change this account. She is now complete, and we're ready to start Impetuous implings. Puro from here. This is the first time we're walking in. The gnome inside is actually going to give us our first tools that we need, which are jars and butterfly nets to be able to start catching some of these implings. Okay, so asking Elnock if he has spare equipment, and he goes ahead and gives us 7 jars, a butterfly net, and a tracker to see how many implings we've gotten. Okay, so Impetuous implings, or as the community calls it, Puro, is a mini game where you run around with a net and catch implings. Each one of these implings have a unique loot table that can offer you a ton of variety of items, all the way from basic tools to even armor. This changes the account so much because it provides us with basic tools we need for skilling, items that we need for future quests, and end game best in slot armor for the TOA. It's going to be a while before we get high enough hunter to be able to reap some of those rewards, but for now, it's a start. For every 1 impling caught, we can trade it in for 3 empty jars, so we'll continuously be getting more and more. And first inventory of baby implings complete. We're going to go ahead and bank these for later. I think the Draenor is the closest area that has a crop field nearby, so that's the bank we'll be using for now. Every time I bank, I come back with 9 implings, and I'll go ahead and trade all of them, so it gives me 26 jars, and that's how I keep duplicating them and collecting more. 1 more baby impling, and we'll get 20 hunter. Awesome. Okay, 22 hunter. We can move on up to young implings. We're going places. So we gathered 99 baby implings. There's not that much that we need from them, but we'll go ahead and open them all. Okay, so this is what the final loot is looking like. Nothing crazy. The balls of wool and the silver is the biggest gain, but overall pretty decent for the first time. Coming up on the next level tiered implings, gourmet implings at level 28. These are not particularly useful for us. They will have some food items, but nothing crazy. Alrighty, let's super speed mode through these openings. Okay, not a terrible haul. You know, some good items to eat like cake. After the last opening, I went back to young implings because not only do they have more things we need like pure essence, but they were just better to catch overall and to gain more XP over time. Almost immediately right after, we got level 30 hunter. Awesome. Okay, second young impling opening. Let's see what we get. We still need a bit more pure essence, but we did get a new unique, which is those Jango berries. In the meantime of Puro, I am going to work on some miscellaneous skills just to get the account levels a little bit higher and just so that we can be a little bit more well-rounded. The first is fletching. I went into Puro to be able to fletch some arrow shafts. This is not the best method, but it's what we have for right now. Awesome, level 5 fletching. We can finally make our first bow and maybe start some range training in the future. Okay, so I fletched an unstringed bow and got a bowstring from the bank. We'll go ahead and put it together to make the first bow on the account. What an exciting item. Look at her, she's thriving. Did a little bit more wood cutting with our new steel axe and we got level 30 wood cutting. Can't believe this is all from regular trees. With new logs comes new fires. We just hit level 450 total level, 50 levels until 500. And finally level 30 fire making. This is where we're going to stop for now. We can also do willow logs if we ever get them and light an abyssal lantern if we get that from Guardians of Rift as well. The last levels I kind of want to try is cooking. We do have some miscellaneous items from the gourmet implings. We're going to go ahead and see how far we can get with that. Level 7, that's a good start. I'm experimenting with some bread from the known grocery stores, but this isn't really working out too well. I did end up getting level 10 cooking, so that's good, I guess. There also was this tiny moment where I tried out blast furnace, but it is way too expensive for us right now, so we're just gonna ignore that. So that being said, these last few days have had tons of progress, miscellaneous skills here and there, learning a little bit more about some mini games. I wanted to let you guys see the overall stats and where we are. We are so close to 500 levels. Next episode, we'll finish out those 500 levels and be able to access... excuse me. Okay. Yeah, so thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day.